What up, friends? How are you doing? I hope all is well on your end, and I hope you are in high spirits and that everything, and I mean everything, is going your way. Okay? All right, so today is Friday, my Friday at work. Now that I have a schedule change, I'm getting ready for work right now, and just thinking about life as I always do at this time. and and just taking account of hello, are you there? Yes, you're back. Hi, did you miss me? I had to turn off all my alarms because then they just keep on a ringing. Okay, so yeah, just sitting back and watching and taking account of all of my hard work and where I began, um, and all that good stuff. So, what I wanted to say was in the beginning of this, you know, whole journey, um, you know, my sudden change in direction or my sudden moves that I made in the beginning were pretty drastic, right? And even though this whole journey is like basically a journey of self love, um, is even though I didn't love myself back then the way I love myself now, I loved myself enough to get the ball rolling, right? I knew enough to at least love my children unconditionally to know that in order to live my best life, um, in the beginning, it wasn't so much for me, okay? It was more for them, okay? Because I knew that I wasn't living my life as I should have, as I should. I knew some changes needed to be made for the sake of my children and their happiness, okay? Because and then later on I discovered, well, if I'm not happy, how does that make me as a parent? How does that translate as being a parent? So I knew enough, even though I didn't love myself, I knew I had to. Oh my God, that scares me. Every time it scares me. My lovely neighbor. Um, to do that, and I'm glad that I did it. No, I didn't really have a plan, but everything did go swimmingly well. Not easy. It was not easy. And I'm the type that I need constant reassurance. And it was hard because I was doing it by myself, okay? And I had to reassure myself. I had to learn how to love myself by myself, reassure myself, and keep myself focused all by myself, okay? Yeah, it would have been nice to, do it with somebody, right? Because I never been on a journey quite like this before. It would have been so much easier if I had somebody to do it with. And a lot of the times I did find myself lonely and longing for somebody. I really did, to where it was debilitating, like to where I couldn't function because I was just, just constantly thinking and longing. And it was hard to get away from that. It was just like this urge, like I just this, like something was missing, like a constant, like longing, like just constant, just always just wanting something. And so it was so hard to where it was debilitating. Like it was really, really hard for me to step away from that. Um, and like I've mentioned many times before, this journey was the hardest journey I've ever, this task has been the hardest thing I've ever had to take, you know, I've had to take and all by myself, But I'm glad the way things ended up working out because I ended up benefiting that. Okay. I ended up benefiting better, I think, um, than with, somebody. So that's good. Okay. That's good on that end. But I'm still on this journey of self love. Okay. I love myself. I do. But there are still things I do to myself that kind of low key don't take care of myself, that I need to start doing. Okay. About a year ago, I felt like I noticed things about myself. Like I had certain symptoms, um, certain things like would happen to me at random, health wise, right? I kind of looked into it last year, but didn't really fully look through it. And, you know, I didn't really do that. So now what I'm going to start focusing on is my health. Okay. Um, because I did have some alarming symptoms that happened to me sporadically every once in a while. They're pretty serious. Okay. I'm not going to lie. They're pretty serious. Okay. So since I'm still on my journey, still trucking along, that's what I'm going to focus on now is my health. Okay. Um, I've never been one to focus on myself and my health and stuff like that. Okay. Like I've always, and I want to kind of tell you what these alarming symptoms are, but I don't want to because I don't want anybody to know. I've told like a handful of people, like in my real life, what these symptoms are. Um, and uh, you know, I kind of know what it might be. But so that's what I'm doing, okay? I'm going to start focusing on myself health-wise, okay? Um Even though I'm a lot healthier than I normally am, I have put on some of my weight back, which I don't mind, okay? If it doesn't really bother me. But I am going to start actually like going to the doctor and stuff like that. Like, see, I don't do stuff like that for myself. I will go with you to any doctor's appointment. I've actually accompanied many people to their doctor's appointments. Many. I've gone through some diagnoses with people. But for me, for myself, I'm like, oh, I could check on that later. It's nothing crazy. I don't have to. But I'm getting older, okay, and I need to, even though I feel great, I still have to take care of myself in that aspect because these symptoms don't just come around just for no reason. So that's what I'm going to be doing for myself to continue this journey. Okay. I'm going to start actually taking care of myself. I guess was that on the inside? I guess you could say it, right? Yeah, that's what I'm gonna start doing. And yeah, it's gonna be hard doing it by myself because I'm always there for people all the time. But I have to do it. This is part of it as well. It's part of the self love, all that stuff. So that is what I'm gonna start doing January 1st. Okay. I'm not going to do it right now. This is the first thing on the agenda for 2023. Okay. 2023. And I'm going to do it. And I'm not going to make up any excuses for myself because that's what I normally do is I'll just chicken out and I'll be like, no, it's okay. I don't have to go. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with me. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm kind of like the type like, oh, I'm fine. There's nothing wrong with me. Um, I'll know when there's something wrong with me. But no, I'm not gonna do that anymore. I mean, that's I'm not. The only thing that I do and stay on top of health wise is my woman doctor. Like, that's it. I don't do anything else, like, health wise. Everything's all good in the hood down there, and that's all I know about myself. And I just don't, I'm just afraid that somebody's going to diagnose me with something, and like, I'm going to be alone to deal with it, you know? And that's been the hardest thing with everything, is the whole alone part of it. But the good thing about it is I'm used to it now, you know? I've learned how to, I'm just hoping that it's, if they find anything that is something serious, you know, that I can't handle by myself, you know. And I don't have any like symptoms or anything like that about it, you know, nothing crazy. If I do, I mean, I'm pretty good at diagnosing people. I'm very good at diagnosing people with stuff, with whatever, you know. So if I did, you know, if I had a guess, you know, what was wrong with me with these random symptoms that happen to me every once in a while, it's minor. It's nothing big. Okay, so if I'm right on that part of it, you know, then I should be fine. But I'm just hoping it's nothing bad. So I have this whole month pretty much, well, a little bit more than a month to mentally, because, you know, I got to mentally prepare myself for these things. So I have a month to mentally prepare myself to start going to the doctor and like taking care of myself. And I also have some like paper diagnosed things that I have, you know, and so I'm going to work on that as well, because you know, these traumas that I'm dealing with too, you know, that I've been dealing with my whole life, you know, I'm pretty sure there's something going on with me, you know, like mentally, because of these things that I've been through. Okay, so I'm actually going to start probably seeing a counselor too, you know, because these things are pretty fucking difficult to go through. As I find, you know, it's hard for me to come to terms of what I've been through in my whole entire life. And because I just kind of like deal with things as they come, I don't really like, I'm just like, cool, you know, here's yet another thing, you know. I just add it on to everything else, and I just keep it trucking. Like, I just keep it moving, you know. And I can't do that. That's just me ignoring things for later, you know. And I can't do that anymore, because eventually, I'm pretty sure it's gonna come out, you know, and I'm just gonna go probably post on everybody. Probably, I don't know, you know. So I don't think it's very wise for me to just be like, okay, you know, I honestly don't even know how I deal with half the shit I've been through. I don't know how. I don't know. And sometimes when I sit down and I talk to people, I start telling them, they don't really believe like the stuff that I've been through. And to me, it's like, oh yeah, you know, this, you know, oh yeah, that happened to me one time. Oh yeah, one time that happened to me, you know. But it's not. I need to start really taking care of myself before I lose it. Okay. Um, and that's my plan for 2023. That's the only thing, I guess, if you would call it like a New Year's resolution of whatever. That's gonna be my New Year's resolution, is myself. I'm gonna continue worrying about myself, but I'm actually gonna start taking care of myself on the inside. And that's my goal. And that's what I was thinking about, because even though I've done swimmingly well this year, you know, I made drastic changes in my life for good reason. Okay. I knew things weren't, you know, they needed I needed to change some things around just a little bit. And I did it, you know. But I don't want it to come back later on. That doesn't mean I'll never go back to how I was, you know. I don't want to go back there, you know. I don't. I want to stay where I'm at, you know. I want to stay on the path that I'm on. And I don't want something to come up and then I just go fucking backwards, you know. Like, so for preventative measures. That's what I'm doing for 2023, baby. Okay? And that's all I wanted to say was more stuff about myself. All right, I got to go to work. So I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.